The Tragedy of the Buried Lady. In the confines of a small village, surrounded by dense forests and imposing mountains, the legend of the Buried Lady was told. The story was passed down from generation to generation, whispers slipping through the shadows of dark nights. Long ago, in a time when superstitions ruled the minds of the locals, lived a beautiful young woman named Isabella. Her beauty rivaled that of the most exquisite flowers, and her heart harbored the purity of a crystal spring. But in this remote corner of the world, envy was a constant shadow. Isabella fell in love with a handsome young man named Antonio. Their love blossomed like roses in spring, but the shadow of envy loomed over them. A bitter woman, known to all as Beatriz, harbored a dark resentment towards Isabella. The young woman's beauty ignited an implacable fury in Beatriz's heart. One night, shrouded in a cloak of silence, Beatriz conspired to destroy Isabella's happiness. With malicious cunning, she spread rumors of witchcraft and black magic, accusing the young woman of manipulating Antonio's heart with forbidden arts. The town's fury erupted like a storm, and without any trial, they condemned Isabella to a gruesome death. On the night of the final judgment, a furious mob dragged Isabella to the outskirts of the village, where a horrendous fate awaited her. At the crest of the hill, a well yawned open like a voracious mouth. Trembling with fear and disbelief, Isabella was thrown into the dark abyss, her piercing screams muffled by the earth that swallowed her. A chill ran through the entire village as the well closed with a dull thud. The legend was born at that moment, and people whispered that Isabella still roamed underground, condemned to live an eternal existence in the depths. As the years passed, the village sank into grim remorse. Antonio, devastated by the loss of his beloved, resigned himself to the darkness, a ghost of what he once was. Guilt and pain consumed Beatriz, turning her into a shadow of her former self. The villagers, tormented by the legend of the Buried Lady, avoided the hill where the well lay. They said that on full moon nights, they could hear whispers from the depths and that the flowers growing on the hill had a darker hue, as if stained by the tragedy that had occurred there. Over time, Isabella's story became a grim reminder of the consequences of envy and injustice. The elders of the village claimed that Isabella's presence manifested in their dreams, seeking peace and redemption. One night, decades after Isabella's tragic death, a bold young man named Marcos decided to confront the myth. Drawn by the story, he ventured towards the Forbidden Hill, armed with a trembling lantern and the desire to uncover the truth. As he ascended the hill, the air grew thick, as if sadness permeated every corner. Upon reaching the spot where the old well lay, Marcos felt an ethereal presence around him. The light of his lantern flickered as a soft melody echoed in the wind. Suddenly, a ethereal figure emerged from the shadows. Isabella, with sad yet serene eyes, materialized before him. Her voice, gentle as the murmur of a stream, spoke of forgiveness and redemption. She recounted the story of her tragic fate, urging Marcos to tell the truth to free her tormented soul. Marcos returned to the village with the truth on his lips, sharing Isabella's story and exposing the injustice that condemned her. The revelation stirred a whirlwind of emotions in the village, from shame to compassion. As an act of atonement, the village decided to erect a monument in memory of Isabella. Fresh flowers adorned the hill, and a sense of relief spread through the community. Beatriz, elderly and full of remorse, joined the cause, dedicating the rest of her days to honoring the memory of the young woman who had fallen victim to her own envy. The legend of the Buried Lady transformed from a tale of horror into a lesson of forgiveness and redemption. The village learned that truth, though painful, is the only path to peace. The hill, once marked by tragedy, became a place of hope and reconciliation, where flowers bloomed in memory of a liberated soul. Don't forget to Creepsville Chronicles for more horror and mystery stories.